Now, as regards the court that has jurisdiction in matrimonial matters, remember, when we are talking, anything we are discussing in this instance is about statutory marriage. Statutory marriage means marriage under the act, the one that they call either court marriage or registry marriage. Now, any court in Nigeria can entertain matters relating to matrimonial causes. The point we are making is, for example, it's possible that A married B, and A and B, they are living in Lagos, and now A wants to divorce B. A now went to High Court in Kano to institute the action for the divorce. The point we are making is, even though the parties are living in Lagos, the court that is in Kano can still hear the matter. But there is what we call forum convenience. Forum convenience is where the court can exercise its discretion and say that it will be quite inconveniencing for the parties to be flying from Lagos at every adjourned date to be coming to Kano to hear this matter. Therefore, the court has the power to transfer the matter back to Lagos State High Court. But the point we are trying to make is that none of the B cannot raise objection and say, my lord, since we are living in Lagos, you, the court in Kano, cannot hear this matter because you don't have jurisdiction. The answer is no, that any high court in Nigeria can hear the matter. But the basis for which any high court in Nigeria can hear the matter is what we call domicility of the petitioner. Domicility means that it must be established that the person who is bringing this petition is domiciled in Nigeria. Domiciled in Nigeria means that he is living in any state in Nigeria. So any high court in Nigeria at all can hear the matter. Now, I would want you to note that if a person wants to divorce another, the ground for dissolution of marriage is just one ground. Just one ground. And that one ground is that the marriage has broken down irretrievably. That's the ground. Then there are now facts that can support the ground. For example, adultery is a fact supporting the ground. But what you may likely see is that they will ask you, what is the ground upon which the marriage can be dissolved? They can even put it as grounds. And maybe in the scenario you have seen that this person committed adultery, or this person has been beating his wife, and you will now go and put those as the grounds. No, those are facts supporting ground. The ground is only one, which is that the marriage has broken down irretrievably. It's very, very important. Now, if you are bringing a petition for dissolution of marriage, there are documents that will have to accompany that your petition. What are the documents? One, there is what we call marriage certificate, the original marriage certificate. But assuming you cannot find the original copy of the marriage certificate, you can tender the CTC. CTC means certified true copy. Means you will go back to the office that gave you the marriage certificate for them to give you a certified true copy. You cannot tender the photocopy. Then two is certificate of reconciliation. This is where the lawyer will show that he has made an attempt to reconcile the parties, but the parties don't want to be reconciled. Then the next is verifying affidavit. The next is notice of petition. The next is acknowledgement of service. The next is discretion statement if necessary. Discretion statement, it can only be necessary if the basis for bringing the petition is on the ground of adultery. And what this simply means is that the petitioner is also saying that he himself or she herself commits adultery too, but they don't find the adultery of the respondent tolerable. So in an event that maybe you expect that the respondent may during trial tell the court that, my lord, he is also committing adultery. Why is he coming to dissolve the marriage? Because I'm committing. So from the beginning, the petitioner had already let the court know by filing a document called discretion statement that he's also doing the same thing. But the one of the respondent is quite intolerable and he cannot continue with the marriage. So those are the documents that would accompany petition for dissolution of marriage.